story about my father's coat, and it gives me goosebumps every time. I'm Amy Kung Oliver, and I'm the owner of Old Mill Alpacas, where we have 81 alpacas here. When I was about 10 and still living in Hong Kong, my parents would go out once a month. So I was daddy's girl, very much so. So always I would whine, I would cry, I would try to keep him home, and why'd you have to go out, and tug on the coat sleeves and all that. So one night he was going out, and I, as usual, tugged on his coat like, "Daddy, do I have to go?" You know, all that whining. But this was a new coat. It was a different coat. And I remember it was a camel color coat. So I was tugging on his sleeve and oh, this feels good, you know. So I asked him, "What is this?" Being a smarty pants. I said, "Is this cashmere?" And he said, "No." "Oh, so what is it?" "It's made out of vicuna." "What's vicuna? Is it another goat?" I said, "No, it's a delicate looking animal, very much like a deer. And it produces this fleece, this fiber." "Okay, so where does this animal live? Like, where can we find this animal?" So, "Oh, it lives in South America." Okay, and that was that. I was having discussions with my father at the time about about becoming a vet, and he was not very pleased with the idea. Well, he's a medical doctor, and he was not pleased that I would basically ask him to support me for 6, 7 years of study to not treat humans. And when he questioned why, because he would prefer that I become a medical doctor instead, my answer did not please him either, because I said I prefer animals to humans. So that kind of got kiboshed very quickly. My son Franklin taught me how to knit when he was 6. And from then on, I found out about knitting with alpaca yarn, which was amazing compared to the sheep's wool and other stuff that I was knitting with. Everything else felt like a Brillo pad. So having been addicted to alpaca yarn, found out there's alpacas in Ontario, Canada, thought that, well, if I could maybe get a few alpacas and learn how to spin the fiber that is shorn every year, then I could spin my own yarn, and the fantasy went on from there. So I bought 6 alpacas after visiting 2 farms. I somehow, within the year, got up to about 32 alpacas. So yes, Alpacas Anonymous, Alpacaholics Anonymous are us. Let's say with my herd of alpacas, I cannot say I have a particular favorite. I have many favorites for many reasons. There's the first one that got me to fall in love head over heels with alpacas, and that's a big boy called Kismet. And it is Kismet. This is my boy. Yeah. I had 6 alpacas and realized I can't keep them boarded forever. And also, I don't think I would be allowed to keep them in Toronto in my postage stamp of a backyard south of the Danforth. So I started looking for a weekend place where I could house the alpacas and the humans on weekends, you know, but alpacas came first. So I found this piece of property. And by then, I collected a few more alpacas. So his dream of having a farm was kiboshed. And yet here I am, his daughter. I have a farm. I'm looking after animals. I do the shots. I do foot care. I clear out and drain out abscesses, everything, as much as a vet would do when they're here. And I am rearing the domesticated vicuna. Of all livestock, I have domesticated vicuna. So that's the full circle. And it, as I said, it just gives me goosebumps. It's wonderful.